All right, everyone, it's 1 p.m., so we're going to go ahead and get started here. Welcome, everyone. My name's Emily, and I'm excited to be presenting to you today on practical strategies for teaching in-demand soft skills. Let's kick things off by skip over my slide here. We're going to kick things off with our agenda. So we're going to spend the next 30 or 40 minutes focusing primarily on soft skills. We'll start with a really quick overview of who we are here at Realityworks for those of you who might not be familiar with our company. Then we'll talk about today's students and practical strategies for teaching in-demand soft skills. We'll share some new information on why they're so important, what makes them in demand here in 2025 especially. We will share of course, those strategies for teaching those skills in any classroom. Then we'll share just a little bit about our own soft skills programs, plus some great free resources you can use right away. And then we'll have time for questions at the end. So let's kick things off by introducing Realityworks. We are an employee-owned company based in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, that creates experiential learning tools for teaching job and life skills. We actually got our start over 20 years ago when former NASA engineer Rick Germain created the very first RealCare baby infant simulator, and then went on to found the company that is now Realityworks. Today, our training tools combine lessons with those hands-on learning experiences, plus student activities and assessments. RealCare Baby is actually still around 20 years later, but now you can look to us for all the tools you see on your screen and then some. We have things like a bovine birthing and ultrasound simulator. We have virtual reality welding simulators. We have wearable geriatric sensitivity suits. If you have some time and you haven't already, we encourage you to check out our website and see it all. Now, before we dive into the actual presentation, just a few quick housekeeping items to share as well. As you heard in the beginning, today's presentation is being recorded, and everyone attending today's presentation will receive a link to the recording, as well as a copy of my PowerPoint slides and free resources. So keep an eye on your inbox. You'll receive that email within 24 hours or so after today's presentation. Those of you attending live will also receive a certificate of completion for taking the time to attend today. And again, we will have time at the end for questions. So if you have questions as we go, feel free to type your questions into the chat or use that Q&A feature located at the bottom of the screen, and we'll be sure we answer everything at the end of the presentation today. And it looks like Dr. Penny is asking who our speaker is. That is me. My name is Emily Kuhn. I am the Senior Campaign Specialist here at Realityworks. I'm on the marketing team. I've been here for about a little over a decade, and part of my job is talking to a variety of our customers across the country about what they're doing in their programs, how they're engaging their students, what are they doing to teach those job and those life skills. And that is where the bulk of our strategies come from today. They came from those conversations I have had with educators over the years as I just learned what are they doing in their classrooms to teach these in-demand skills. So thanks for that question, Penny. If anyone else has anything else as you go, feel free to use that chat, and we will continue rocking and rolling. Okay, so let's start by talking about soft skills. What are soft skills? Well, I like this graphic a whole lot. As you can see, soft skills and hard skills are like two sides of the same coin. Hard skills, of course, are those technical knowledge and abilities specific to a role, things like data analysis, subject matter expertise, proficiency in certain tools. But soft skills, on the flip side, are more about how you interact with others, how you approach problem solving. These soft skills include critical abilities like communication, collaboration, creativity, and curiosity, right? And unlike hard skills, soft skills are transferable across industries and positions, and that's really what makes them so important. They truly are essential for long-term success in any career. And so, folks, again, I said in the beginning, I will share these slides with you after today's presentation. The statistics and the data we are sharing are sourced. So at the end of the presentation, within about a day, you'll get these slides, a link to access all of this information, so you'll be able to get all of this research and whatnot for yourselves. So this statement really stood out to me as I was fine-tuning today's presentation. Soft skills are just incredibly valuable because they're not just tied to one industry or a role, right? We just said that they're transferable across all sectors. And this quote is from a Forbes article that just came out within the last couple of weeks. Soft skills are considered high income skills, meaning they can open the door to high paying career and business opportunities for your students, whatever career path they chose. That really resonated. They're the gateway to high paying career and business opportunities. Of course, you need soft skills, whatever job you have, whether it's in the very beginning of your career or at the end. But the better your soft skills are, the better your students' soft skills are, the more they'll be able to do in their careers, the more successful they'll become. And research really just continues to show that. In fact, recent studies highlight just how crucial soft skills are becoming in today's workforce and have become in today's workforce. 2024 Gallup analysis found that qualities like trust, compassion, stability, and hope can significantly improve both employee engagement and employee performance. LinkedIn AI study from late 2023 revealed that 72% of US executives actually value soft skills like creativity and communication more than AI skills. That I found is particularly fascinating in this world where more and more artificial intelligence is just affecting all of our daily lives. UK CEOs echo this sentiment as well, emphasizing in 2024 that skills like problem solving were the most valuable skill when they're looking at new hires. And looking ahead, the World Economic Forum did predict that by 2025, which we are in firmly now, skills like analytical thinking, innovation, problem solving, again, those important soft skills will be in even higher demand. That was a prediction they made back in 2023. And here we are in 2025, and sure enough, these skills are essential. Speaking of today's fast-paced world, right? Success in the workplace requires more than just technical expertise and knowledge. Work is continuing to evolve, jobs are continuing to evolve, and it's becoming more and more important for individuals to possess attributes and abilities that allow them to collaborate with teams and colleagues. This little chart's from a Forbes article published just last April. It lists the 11 skills considered essential in 2025. From communication and collaboration to adaptability and problem solving, these skills are the foundation of effective teamwork and organizational success. And they're more important than ever before. That's just going to be a theme as we continue talking about this. Soft skills are more important than ever before, which is why we are taking some time today to share some practical methods that you can use to teach soft skills in any class. So let's dive in. So teamwork. Teamwork includes the skills, teamwork skills rather include a mix of interactive, interpersonal, problem solving, and communication. Oh my gosh. Everything needed by a group of people working on a common task toward a common goal. So encouraging teamwork in your classroom whenever possible will help your students hone that important skill. You can do this by assigning students group projects where they must collaborate to present information to their peers. This may not be readily welcomed by your students all the time, but boy, is it worthwhile because those very struggles that they have to overcome to succeed as a team, they'll take with them into their careers. You're fostering that supportive learning environment. You're helping your students learn not only from you, but from each other, whether they know it or not. After all, peers often explain concepts in ways that are more relatable to fellow students, enhancing understanding. Um, Teamwork group projects also allow you as the educator to assess students' abilities to collaborate and contribute to a team effort, helping you identify and nurture those strong team players. You can do this in your classroom whenever possible. Divide your class into small groups and assign each group a topic relevant to your current lesson. You can give each group a clear task like researching their topic and presenting it to the class, maybe in a skit, maybe by creating a poster, maybe by creating a slideshow. Allow time, of course, for those group discussions. And before you do so, emphasize the importance of teamwork. And of course, after the presentation, talk about it. Take time to reflect. That's actually a separate tip we will talk more about later. But lead a class discussion on how they worked as a team. Ask different groups to stand up and share what worked well and what didn't work well. They could talk about this. They could share it in a written format, but make sure that they have time to really reflect on what they could have done better or what would have helped, what they might do differently next time. Teamwork is a very valuable skill that to hone in your students whenever possible via things like group work and group assignments. So here we're introducing a simple but powerful technique for teaching soft skills, starting each day with a handshake. By greeting your students with a handshake, you can help them practice key interpersonal skills like eye contact, polite greetings, and confidence in interactions. So how could you use this strategy? Well, introduce it with excitement. Make the handshake a fun, anticipated part of the day. Your enthusiasm will set a positive tone. Of course, focus on those staples of a good handshake, eye contact, and a polite greeting. Reinforce those elements every single time. You're going to help your students become more comfortable and more confident in doing this with people. The more you do it, the better. In fact, repetition is key. The more practice, the better they get. Over time, this small daily gesture can boost their social and communication skills. Truly, it'll get them used to greeting their peers and other adults in the world in this manner. Now, something fun for inspiration, check out the Amazing Shake Challenge. I only spent a little bit of time on this website recently, but this appears to be a super fun competition that helps students refine these soft skills, specifically shaking hands, in a really fun, real world way. The URL is on your screen in front of you. I'm not sure if this would be something you might be able to implement into your classes, but I think it might be worth checking out. Empathy. Let's talk about empathy. Empathy is a foundational soft skill that bridges knowledge with meaningful human interaction. And in every lesson, it's crucial to remind students about the importance of empathy. This can be achieved through techniques like case studies, simulations, which prepare students for handling challenging or uncomfortable situations. For instance, Casey Carlson, the individual who was quoted on the screen in front of you, she is a nursing curriculum technology manager here in Wisconsin. When she and I were chatting about how she incorporates empathy into her lessons, she likes to incorporate exam questions focused on identifying the most empathetic responses or professional behavior that helps students think critically about how to apply empathy in real world situations. Those types of exercises get your students to start considering that human to human connection, a skill that's essential in many professionals. Yes, like fields like nursing or caregiving, where Stacy focuses, but truly all fields. To support your efforts in cultivating empathy, we do have a free guide available on our website that you can download, Classroom Ideas to help students develop empathy toward older adults. This guide is full of great information and offers practical suggestions and strategies for fostering empathy in your students. You can get an empathy self-assessment that in and of itself as a standalone activity could be a really fun discussion generating opportunity in your classroom to just get your students thinking about empathy. If you're interested in that, you can visit our website. The URL is on your screen and download that guide for yourself. Soft skills, of course, are not just for future careers, they are vital in students' current jobs too. Students often work in positions where they need teamwork, communication, and other soft skills. So, one way that you can make soft skills more relevant, and adding relevancy, of course, is a really important tip when you're teaching soft skills, is help your students connect the soft skills that you're talking about to the real world, to the jobs they already hold. For example, you might highlight how teamwork and communication are crucial in, for instance, keeping food safe if you teach culinary courses. Whether your students, it's working together to ensure burgers are cooked to the right temperature or making sure orders are served correctly. Either way, take some time to encourage your students to reflect on how they use soft skills in their part-time jobs, or honestly, and their athletic endeavors. Ways in which they already are using things like teamwork and collaboration and communication to better their own situations in the moment. Help them see the real world value of these soft skills and get them to start applying those soft skills to their worlds around them right now. That relevancy will really help students make important connections. Scenario-based learning is, of course, a powerful tool for teaching soft skills because it immerses students in realistic situations where they can practice and develop the skills they need in those real-world settings. By simulating challenges they may face in their careers, you're giving your students hands-on practice, problem solving, communicating, making decisions, etc. Now, of course, we're all familiar with the classic scenarios, right? They work for a reason. Job interviews, students can practice professional behavior interview skills, etc. Dealing with customer complaints. I remember doing this when I was in school, helping students, of course, learning to handle conflict and maintaining professionalism under pressure. Handling disruptive clients helps your students learn why it's so important to stay calm, how to even possibly de-escalate situations and respond assertively but politely. Marketing new products, I remember doing that, working with my classmates to brainstorm, pitch, and plan campaigns, gaining both teamwork and, hey, marketing skills. But of course, keep it fresh. Um, Keep the learning experiences fresh and engaging. New ideas could potentially be utilizing technology. Use virtual simulations or role play scenarios with digital tools. Consider staging a debate. Engage students in debates where they actually need to present arguments. They have to practice listening actively. They have to practice responding with respect, right? All of those are scenario-based ways to teach soft skills. You could bring in others, invite guest speakers or role models from different industries to add authenticity to your scenarios or to just host honest conversations about soft skills. As a professional here at Realityworks, I guest present at our local technical college in their marketing classroom, and I help stage interviews with students who are just on the cusp of graduating with their degrees in digital marketing and marketing. And yes, it's an hour or two out of my week when it happens, but boy, I'm always delighted to do it. It's engaging, it's invigorating, it's fun. As a professional, we don't mind being asked to do things like that. Plus, tools like Zoom and other video conferencing methods really make it easy to simplify the guest speaker process potentially in your area. Either way, scenarios are great ways to immerse students in those real world situations and really encourage them to think critically about how they might respond. Oh, and of course, oh, almost forgot the free guide linked on your screen as well. So this is similar to the guide that I just talked about for teaching empathy and sensitivity. We do have yet another free guide on our website on the URL right on the screen in front of you, where you can download not only a free guide on additional ways to use scenario-based learning, but you can actually sample some of the activity cards that we're going to talk a little bit about at the end of today's presentation. You can download a sample of those activity cards. Those are a great way to incorporate soft skills in your classroom as well. So if you have a moment, I encourage you to visit that URL and access that guide. Another tip for teaching soft skills is to practice professionalism daily. This actually comes from a conversation I recently had with an Illinois welding instructor. And that instructor was just a lovely individual, but he had come from industry and he was lamenting the fact that his students couldn't communicate. They didn't know the value of showing up on time. They were really struggling to just be professional. And we ended up having what was really a simple conversation about just honing those skills in the classroom starts with expecting those skills in the classroom. Demand little moments of professionalism from your students every day. The key is, of course, consistency. Every day, make sure that your students know that they are expected to arrive on time, come prepared, use proper spelling and punctuation, maybe even dress for success. It might not be possible to do these items every day, but the idea is to mimic an office environment and get your students used to those professional habits. Networking activities. Networking activities are a great way to help students develop communication skills, to help them build confidence, to help them understand the value of professional relationships. By simulating real life networking situations, your students can learn how to interact with others in a professional setting. This is like taking it one step beyond that handshake practice and actually give them opportunities to practice speaking with other adults in the community and getting comfortable presenting themselves, maintaining eye contact, having conversations with individuals they don't know. So you can try implementing network activities in your classroom. Use um, things like pre-planned questions or cue cards. Have your students come up with questions themselves. If you know who your guest speaker will be ahead of time, you can have your students put some work into this and have everyone come with possibly one or two questions to ask. Make sure you make time to debrief. We've mentioned this a couple times in today's presentation, but giving your students the opportunity to debrief after an activity like this helps them not only evaluate their performance and learn how to improve their networking skills, but really consider what they might do differently. So don't forget to consider questions like, what did you learn? Did it feel like a conversation? What would you do next time to either improve it or make it a little easier? All of these questions allow your students to analyze the challenges that they face and recognize areas for improvement. This might be my favorite tip to make intentional assignment tweaks. Doing this is going to help your students hone the soft skill of flexibility. New research tells us the ability of a company to adapt is actually considered the new competitive advantage. These days, demand just continues to grow for employees who can adapt to an ever changing workplace, employees who are open to new ideas, and who don't panic when things don't go according to plan. So, one way to encourage this trait in your students is to make intentional assignment tweaks. Now, this I've already alluded to guest presenting in a local technical college's marketing course on a regular basis. This tip actually comes from that instructor. Um, I was recently interviewing some of her students, and they were telling me how quickly they had to adapt to pre-planned social media posts when their professor, this individual who I work with a couple times a year, intentionally changed the theme of the week at the last minute. She does this on purpose. She wants her students to have the opportunity to practice that adaptability and adjust to change. She doesn't tell them ahead of time. She doesn't warn them. She just swoops in and completely changes the assignment. And boy, talking to them, I tell you, that experience sticks with them. Her students have to pivot. They have to scramble to create and adjust scheduled content. In this case, it's for a social media marketing course. They have to adjust their calendars accordingly, and they didn't forget it. Intentional assignment tweaks, changes halfway through a process can really help your students learn how to be flexible and adapt to change, two very important soft skills. Finally, make time for reflection. We've talked about debriefing a bit here. We've talked about reflection, but this is so important. I thought it deserved its own slide. Reflection engages critical faculties. It allows information to become meaningful knowledge, and it helps build another independent soft skill, which is critical thinking. So you can encourage reflection anytime. It's something that people have to learn and practice. So the more you do it, the stronger your students' critical thinking skills will be. So we suggest incorporating reflection opportunities like journaling, like group discussions before something important. Students can run through what they already know about a topic before you begin really diving into it in class. You could do it during say, a long-term project or a task to give your students an opportunity to stop and assess their own understanding and stop and reflect, right? And of course, you can do it after an experience. I ask your students, what did they learn? What stumped them? Whether alone or as a group activity, all of these opportunities will give them and you feedback on the experience and encourage your students to make those connections. Gosh, today's world, I mean, more than ever, right? Your students are constantly moving from screen to screen and activity to activity, and giving them time to reflect not only helps them develop those critical thinking skills, but it creates those valuable habits that can really help them succeed in the workforce. So that concludes some of the general practical strategies that we were going to cover today. Now, I just want to take a brief look at some of the ready-to-use soft skills programs we offer here at Realityworks. So we offer online employability and leadership skills programs. These are web-based options for teaching soft skills. The employability skills program covers 19 key soft skills like communication, teamwork, and time management. And our online leadership soft skills program covers 18 different skills, but specific to leadership like trust, coaching, conflict resolution. They're designed for any classroom. You can pick and choose the lessons and the scenarios that you want to cover. You can pick and choose them as time allows. They're self-paced and interactive, which is great for students, whether they're learning from home or if they're on a bank of computers in your classroom. And you can try these for free if you're curious. There's a variety of license lengths and terms. If you're at all interested in learning more about our online soft skills programs, these are basically a plug and play way for you to get your students thinking about important soft skills. Visit that URL on the website, the URL on your screen in front of you, and take a moment to explore. We also offer an entrepreneurship program, so a little bit adjacent to soft skills. This one is online or paper-based as well. And this is really a supplemental curriculum that gives you up to 2 to 3 weeks of content to help your students start thinking like entrepreneurship. They will be guided through the process of generating ideas and conducting market research to considering the legal and financial aspects of creating a business and ultimately develop a business plan. So this curriculum includes lessons, it includes workbooks, online access to slide presentations, etc., all to get your students thinking about not only the soft skills required to be an entrepreneur, but also what does it actually mean to bring a business to life. So again, there's a link on your screen if you are at all interested in learning more about this program. You can visit our website and get all the details. And we'd also like to just take a quick moment to introduce our newest soft skills program. This is one specifically for middle school students. So for those of you who are attending today who are teaching middle schoolers content, we have created a program that is specific to middle school. This is similar to our original employability skills program in that it's open and go, easy to implement. It teaches 20 key soft skills. However, we surveyed hundreds of middle school teachers, and we made sure that this program focused specifically on the skills today's teachers said were critical in middle school, were the ones that they were the most desired for middle school students in particular. So this also integrates hands-on activities and real-world applications. You get lessons, presentation slides, assessments, and whatnot. But again, these lessons, this content is really geared toward that middle school learner to help them just start thinking about soft skills in general and what value they might bring to their lives in the future. Finally, our career scenario cards are wonderful options for quick icebreaker activities, discussion opportunities, and other activities focused on soft skills. These are all interactive cards that feature real-world scenarios from specific careers, so students can practice soft skills within the context of actual jobs. We have options for welding and manufacturing, for agriculture and horticulture, for early childhood education, for nursing, etc. If you hop on our website, you can learn more about these particular cards as well. And I alluded earlier to that free guide we offer for using scenario-based learning in a classroom. Again, we do also offer free samples of these cards, again, available at the URL on your screen. So if you're wondering how they might fit into your curriculum, visit our website, grab those free activity cards, and preview the activities and test them out for yourself. And with that, let's share some other free resources. We offer a variety of free printable posters that address in-demand soft skills. We've got several available on our website. These are awesome options to hang in your classroom. You can use them to just keep those soft skills top of mind, right? Help your students reinforce the importance of these skills in the world today. You can use them to generate discussions. They're free, they're printable. Visit the URL on your screen and you can access all of the posters for yourself. We also offer a free guide that offers 5 specific ideas for teaching soft skills in a class. Some of the ideas we shared here in this presentation, but there are new ones as well. So if you are interested in downloading that guide, again, it's available on our website. And last but not least, I've linked to 2 blogs on the screen as well. Both of those blogs offer ideas for teaching both entrepreneurship and employability skills, plus more free lessons you can use right away. All right, that is it. That concludes our presentation for today. If you are at all interested, if you want to learn more about the soft skills programs we offer, if you have a question or a thought, feel free to scan that QR code. It'll take you to a short form. You can fill that out and we will connect you with with your local Realityworks account manager and get any questions answered that you might need. I'm going to share a link to that form as well in the chat. Here we go. So again, if you are at all interested in connecting with your local account manager and learning more, you can complete that form and we would be happy to connect with you. Okay, so I'm just going to take a peek now. If you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to type them into the chat feature on your screen or type them into the Q&A section. Either one work. Let's take a peek at the chat here. It does look like there have been a few conversations happening as I presented today. So delighted to hear the questions and thoughts. Let's see. Jamie couldn't get the link because of the Zoom controls. Oh, shoot. Yep. Sometimes Zoom does make that a little bit hard. If I'm assuming you're talking about the links on the PowerPoint slides, and if that is the case, all of those will be live links in the slide presentation that we email you. So you will have access to the resources that we shared today. Yep, Michelle is wondering if she'll receive a copy of the presentation. Absolutely. We will share that via email. Mark, you are correct. The presentation is being recorded. It will be available on our website within about 24 hours. So thank you, Dr. Quinn. You did weigh in on that as well, I see. The presentation will be shared and posted on our website and emailed to you along with my slides. So we'll absolutely be able to share all this information. Let's see, Victoria is asking, how do you see artificial intelligence being incorporated into soft skills in the classroom? Wondering if you have an example. Gosh, I personally see here at the workplace, ChatGPT, tools like that being used quite heavily. I think that's a very much a learning process, and there's lots to cover with regards to actually giving students access to tools like that. But wouldn't it be interesting to let ChatGPT generate some soft skills discussion questions for you, or maybe you even incorporate a tool like ChatGPT into a debate, and you have your students maybe pull up a ChatGPT type tool onto a screen in front of your students and have your students ask questions and then evaluate what artificial intelligence comes up with as ways to handle soft skills scenarios in a workplace, for instance, or in an after school job. That in and of itself might be an interesting, fun discussion opportunity. Off the cuff there, Victoria, but that's my thought. Jessica is wondering, I saw the middle school employability skills list overlapped with the original one. It does a little bit, and you can see on if you visit our website, you can pull up exactly the lesson content that is in what I'm going to call our standard employability skills program versus the middle school program that we offer. There are little differences in the lessons, but more importantly, there's a difference in the content of the lessons. That actual curriculum is truly written for a middle school level of learning, where the standard employability skills program, if you will, is geared toward high school, even post-secondary classrooms using that as well. So the lessons and the curriculum really are different, and truly it's written specifically for middle schoolers. But we offer on our website samples of the curriculum. So you can see the curriculum overview. You can see a sample of the lessons of both programs. So feel free to check it out. I hope that helps, Jessica. Bonnie says she teaches special education students ages 16 to 21. Would the middle school materials be appropriate for that age group? Gosh, I would say off the cuff, Bonnie, absolutely. But again, why don't you visit our website? You can access samples from the lesson material as well. So you can take a look and actually see the format of our curriculum for all of our instructional tools for that to that point are set up the same way. It's got a learn, a focus, and a review section. So it maps out, here's the key concepts that you're going to cover in this lesson, any materials needed, etc. That's set up for you. Then it's got the review activities, the actual content, the core components you're going to teach in class. And then it's got that hands-on interactive real world component. So you can sample a couple of lessons from that middle school curriculum on our website. You can do the same for our other programs as well. And then take a peek and decide. I think I would do that first, probably, just to see, because you know your content the best. But I would say absolutely. Jessica says, oh, good, that helps. Thank you. You are using the original with your middle school right now, but finds it over their heads. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, so there you go. Maybe pivoting to the middle school program, which again has only been out since last fall. So I'm not sure when you purchased your other one, but if this might be more helpful, we did create it in response to demand from teachers like you, right? Who thought, boy, it'd be really nice to have some content that was specifically written for middle schoolers. So we'd absolutely love to hear what you think of this, Jessica, especially since you can compare it to the original. And Bonnie, you're welcome. I do hope that helps. And in fact, think I can share my screen, right? Can everyone see the website? I'm just going to take a peek right now and hop on our website and just show everyone exactly what I mean when I say curriculum samples and whatnot. So I think folks can see. If you visit realityworks.com, hover over, I think, products, and then just go right to soft skills. That's the easiest way to get to some of this information. And then if you visit, this is I'm going to say our standard employability skills program. So click on that product page. All of our product pages are set up the exact same way. You're going to find those curriculum samples in the curriculum tab at the bottom of every product page. So just click that tab. You can see all of the topics, but then here you can actually click to download a lesson sample. You can sample all of the workbooks. You can sample the scenario cards. You can see that curriculum overview. You can see the content. So these buttons are fabulous. If you are struggling to find it or you can't find it in any way, feel free to give us a call. We're happy to help as well. Awesome. With that, that was a great, great chat moment we're having, you guys. Thanks very much. It looks like there's one. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. Delighted that you enjoyed the presentation. Thanks again, everyone, so much for taking the time to join us today. I hope you guys found this information valuable. Keep an eye on your inbox, and we will share the presentation, the recording, and your certificate of completion and everything else with you within about 24 hours. And if there's anything we missed or if you have any other questions, feel free to give us a call or chat. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your day.